call the 90s and the 2000s the second golden age or the new renaissance of animation. And it really was, and why I think it was the 9 old men had passed on what they learned making those classic Disney films, and they'd pass it on to that second generation. And that second generation, right around the 90s and the 2000s, were getting good.
We were all just super excited at the time to be working on a series of films. By that point, people started to realize that we were working on a series of films which were, doing well and people were really responding to. Back at the beginning of that period, like Little Mermaid, everyone was more like, we just have to kind of keep this thing going,
We were trying to do a movie that would please ourselves, and you never know. It's amazing, and I didn't think, 30 years after we made Little Mermaid that there would be people that, and little kids discovering the movie, but they're doing kind of what I did with Pinocchio, which is great. I saw Pinocchio and I had no idea it was from 20 years before I saw it in a theater that had been made.
I think at the time, many of us animators, we had no idea that we were living through the second golden age. That's the kind of thing you don't know until you look back on.
Competition breeds excellence. So I think, us leaving, having a competition out there is what helped this animation renaissance that Disney was experiencing.
So they had the character design as a given, but what they did with it was new and inventive and crowd-pleasing.
The stories are relatable, the characters are relatable, you can project yourself into the story. The conflicts that are universal, a kid dealing with an overprotective parent, is that story ever going to get old? We didn't invent that story's been around for thousands of years. It's part of the nature of growing up. I think the stories in the 90s that we did, they tapped into universal classic ideas that don't go away.